just press record. So we're in business. Yes. Bienvenidos a Lección Dos. No, not dos. 22. Got a mistake there. 22, not 21. De la clase de español. ¿Qué tenemos esta semana? La tarea de la semana pasada is where we start. We're going to talk, it's quite appropriate, we've been talking about going to the Canary Islands. We're going to talk about probably the most useless thing I've told you all year is how to say you had a good holiday or ask somebody if they had a good holiday. And then we hope you've all been learning your body parts. Today we're going to talk about describing people, and then the next lesson we'll talk about going to the doctor and how to tell the doctor various things that might be wrong with you. We've got a short piece about a new verb, para ser, and then we'll have a look at some homework for the coming weeks. Don't forget that we're going to have a 2-week break after this for Easter, so we'll be back on is it the 13th of April, the week after Easter. I've not made a note of that, stupidly.
13th.
Is it the 13th?
Well,
yeah.
it's the Tuesday after the first, yeah.
Tuesday after Easter, yeah. So
yeah.
It's the 13th. I'll obviously send a note round to everybody just to remind you. So we had various homework last week, and we're still talking about the verb gustar and how to say that you like things, but also we moved on to say whether other people liked things, and so on and so forth. So let's have a little look at last week's homework, and we've started with Ian for the last few weeks, but he's always I think he's generally first here and he sits at the top, so I think we'll let Ian off this week, and
oh, that's nice.
we'll choose somebody we've not had for a while, not Carl, for a change, but we'll do Richard and Maya, because we've not had you for ages, have we? We've not heard from you, and you're here every week, but somehow you never appear on my little gallery. So I made a mental note this week that we should definitely have you. How did you get on with the homework? Was it okay?
Because they never make trouble, Eric, like the rest of us.
So, sorry, Maya, you said?
I think so.
Yeah, good. Any questions on the homework?
Not particularly, but whether I've done it right or wrong, I don't know.
Okay, let's have a look. The first one. My husband likes apples.
Well, I put a mi marido gustan las manzanas.
Yeah. Don't forget you need that indirect object pronoun. What we're saying is
Le gustan.
yeah, the apples are pleasing to him, to my husband, because the indirect object pronoun le could mean her or him. We often have to clarify by putting the actual phrase in or naming the other person. So my husband likes apples. If it was perfectly obvious that you've been chatting about what your husband likes and what your husband doesn't like, etc., if you're having a conversation with a friend, and you could say, you know, le gustan las manzanas. You know that we were talking about, Richard, but if it was the start of a conversation, you'd need to make it absolutely clear. So a mi marido le, you still need that pronoun, gustan las manzanas. Good. We like to drink wine in the evening. What did you get for that?
Nos gusta beber vino por la tarde.
See, muy bien. There's no need to conjugate the verb, so you're using the verb beber.
Oh, yeah.
No need to conjugate that. You use it in the infinitive. So nos gusta beber el vino por la noche. Muy bien. Alberto and Juan like beer.
Alberto y Juan le gusta de cerveza.
Okay, let's have a look at that. Alberto y Juan. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Les gusta. You need the definite object when we're talking about what they like. It sounds weird to us, doesn't it? Alberto and Juan, they like the beer. We talk about going out on the beer, but we don't normally use the direct object. But you do in Spain. It's used a lot more in Spain and in other languages too. So, a Alberto y Juan les gusta la cerveza. Muy bien. Número 4. Does everybody like garlic bread?
Does everyone like? A todo el mundo le gusta el pan de ajo.
So what I put was a todos os gusta. Does everybody? You could say todo el mundo. That's fine. It's quite a common phrase. Does everybody? El pan de ajo. Or that's the informal os. If you're talking to, if you've got a big tray of garlic bread just out of the oven and you're serving a little dinner party or a barbecue around your house. Does everybody like garlic bread? You're talking to all your friends. A todos os gusta el pan de ajo. If it's a restaurant or a mixed gathering, todos les gusta. Or if you're in Latin America, where they don't do this vosotros form of verbs or recognize it. Here's a good question for Maya. Does your husband like to do the ironing? We know what the answer is going to be.
What have I put? A mi marido no le gusta hacer el plancha.
Okay, so a mi marido was my husband. If we're talking about your husband, we're going to say a tu esposo le gusta planchar. Now, I've just got a delivery at the door. That's why the dog's gone berserk. Just excuse me. Yeah, you've done your job. You've done your job. Come on. Right. I don't know what it is about the postman. It's the most exciting time of the day. So, does your husband like to do the ironing? A tu esposo le gusta planchar. So, good efforts there. A few little things just to watch around using using the direct objects in there, and also the correct indirect object pronouns. But it's just practice. It's just, you know, using it and hearing it again and again that you have to get right. So let's have a look. Linda Broughton, are you okay to have a crack at these? You're on mute at the moment. Hopefully you can hear us okay. Yep.
Pásame, por favor.
Okay, let's have a look. Karen, are you able to have a crack at these?
Yeah. Te gusta nada?
Hang on. Do you like to watch television?
Te gusta mirar televisión?
Okay. We normally ver la televisión. Don't forget that direct object pronoun. You do see mirar, and I've asked numerous people, do you say mirar la televisión or ver la televisión? And everybody says ver, but every now and again you see it written as mirar. So it's obviously used now and again, but my advice is to say ver. I'm not saying mirar is wrong though, because I have seen it written in books.
Maybe when you, Eric, maybe when you're in the shop looking at the television to decide whether to buy it, maybe you mirar it up.
Yeah, you would do, yeah, but I've seen it used in the regular way. That's it. Well done, Karen. Just try to you're giving me a gusta. So don't forget it's gusta.
Gusta.
Think of those things that we used to have for Christmas before turkeys became popular. Gusta. Does your wife like to cook?
A tu esposa le gusta cocinar?
Sí, muy bien. A tu esposa le gusta cocinar. Muy bien.
Quisiera un café si es fuerte.
Muy bien. Yeah, absolutely. You've got that bang on. You can use gustar to ask for a coffee if you want to, or ask for anything. Quisiera or quiero is absolutely fine, you know, bang on. But you can also use gustar, and if you want to say yeah, me gusta un café, a coffee would please me is what you're saying. But if you put it in the conditional and you say me gustaría un café, it's a coffee would please me, or I would like a coffee. Si es fuerte, if it's strong. And if you want a weak coffee, me gustaría un café flojo. Coffee is often a little strong for British tastes in Europe, especially Italy, and the Latin Americans. They love their flavoursome coffees as well. So quite often we need a bit of water in it. Last one. I want peppermint tea.
Mi gustaría. I didn't know whether you'd say té or infusion for peppermint tea.
Infusión. Yeah.
Infusión.
Yeah.
De menta.
Well, muy bien. Yeah. So me gusta or me gustaría is fine. In the Spanish language, they tend to talk about they talk about té for tea, which we, you know, sort of Indian tea, black tea, but all of these, there's boxes and boxes of them in Sainsbury's now. You know, there's every raspberry tea, blackcurrant tea, peppermint tea, what have you. They tend to call those infusiones. Yeah, that's great. Well done. Any questions there, Karen, or is that okay?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Well done. And we said posed a number of questions. How many did I do? I think I did 8 questions, didn't I? So how would we respond to these questions? Adrian, what do you think? ¿Te gustaría vivir en España?
Sí, pero solo en invierno.
Okay. So Adrian would love to go to Spain, but only in the winter. Yeah. Okay. I said sí, me gustaría, pero no podemos mudarnos a España por el Brexit y el COVID. We've got the double whammy at the moment. I don't know if you can go. Can we go and live in Spain now? We can, but it's a lot harder, isn't it? I guess than it used to be. And you can only stay there for a certain amount of time. Adrian, ¿te gusta el té con limón o con leche?
Me gusta más el té con leche.
Okay. I said me gusta ambos. Prefiero el té con leche, pero un bastante pequeño cantidad de leche. Soy quisquilloso. So I like both, but I prefer tea with milk, but only a small amount of milk. There's a strange word for you, quisquilloso, or quisquilloso if you're in Latin America. It means to be fussy. If you're a picky eater, if you're a woman, it's quisquillosa. So that's one that you might remember if you know anybody that's a bit fussy. You can call them a quisquilloso.
Eric, what did mudarnos mean in the previous one? Mudarnos.
To move. It's mudar is to move, but if you're moving yourself, you know, as in moving location, moving a house, you use mudarse, which is a reflexive verb. So you can mudar the sofa, but if you're going to move yourself, mudarse. So here we're talking about we move, mudarnos. Yeah, is that clear? Do you remember reflexive verbs? We did them a few weeks ago, didn't we? Mudarse wasn't one of those that we did, I guess. But take a look at these. I'll send the notes round afterwards, and you can take a look. And if you've got any more questions, then or if it just still doesn't quite make sense, then we'll go through it in the next lesson. Adrian, ¿qué te gusta beber por la mañana?
Me gusta beber a las 8 y café a las 11.
Okay. Para mí, por la mañana me gusta beber el jugo de naranja, pero cuando me levanto necesito una taza de té. So in the morning I like to drink orange juice, but when I get up, I need a cup of tea. Again, we've got that reflexive verb there, levantarse, to get oneself up. Adrian, ¿qué te gusta beber por las noches?
Me gusta beber té a las 9 de la noche. Soy mucho aburrido.
Oh. Okay, I me gusta un vaso de ron a los fines de semana. So I like a glass of rum in the weekend. El lunes hasta el viernes me gusta el chocolate caliente. So nice hot chocolate thing. I normally, if there's rum, actually, I probably drink rum Monday to Sunday, but one shouldn't really do that, should we? Okay, so the last four. Jane, ¿te gusta el café solo o cortado?
Me gusta el café solo.
Muy bien. El café solo es demasiado fuerte para mí. Prefiero el café cortado. So, café solo is the sort of pure coffee shot. Café cortado is half coffee, half water. So you can ask for an Americano as well, and I think that's pretty well understood. It's certainly understood in Latin America. So Jane, ¿te gustan las galletas o los pasteles?
Me gustan las galletas y los pasteles.
Okay. Funnily enough, you said exactly the same as me in a slightly different way. Now, there was a deliberate mistake here. I said, ¿te gustan leer las novelas? And that was incorrect. I'm sure everybody spotted this. Of course, it should be ¿te gusta leer? Because we're just reading. When it's a verb, it's always gusta. ¿Te gusta leer las novelas, Jane?
Sí, me gusta leer las novelas antes de dormir.
Muy bien, muy bien. A mí no me gusta leer las novelas. Yo prefiero los libros de historia o viajes. So I like history or travel books. I am fussy. So you know that already. Jane, ¿a tu esposo le gusta leer?
Sí, mi esposo le gusta leer.
Okay. A mí, no. A mi esposa le gusta ver la televisión. She likes the TV. That sends her to sleep quite happily. So, well done. Any questions on the homework?
I've just got one, Eric. I put tomar instead of beber for some of them, a couple of them. But that's more if you're ordering, is it, in a restaurant or something?
Well, you could say this one here. ¿Te gusta el café solo o cortado? You could say me prefiero tomar el café solo. That would be fine. I prefer to take a café solo. Tomar is used an awful lot with drinks, so it's very safe to use with drinks. It's also used to order food as well, maybe slightly less so, but definitely for drinks all the time. What was your sentence? Was it this one or was it a previous one?
Well, I said, me gusta tomar una copa de vino rosado.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine. Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is to take a glass of rosé wine pleases me. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly good.
And is copa not vaso?
Una vaso de vino, una copa de vino. Vaso is any kind of glass. Una copa is a glass with a stem. So if you drink your wine out of a pint glass, that's
okay.
It's fine.
That's how it is then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Muy bien. So we're talking about holidays. As I said, this is probably the most useless thing that I might teach you all year right now. Did you have a good time? This time last year, we just got back from a skiing holiday. Que fue un desastre. Llegamos una hora antes de que cerraron la estación de ski. So the holiday was a disaster from start to finish. My wife said we shouldn't go. I said, well, we're going to lose our money we've paid for the chalet, and we're going with my son, and he was determined to go. So we said, right, we're going, and we got there. It was great, and an hour after we got there, they shut the resort down because of COVID. French closed all the ski resorts, I think with about an hour's notice. We were quite lucky because we hadn't flown there. If you'd flown there and gotten your bus, been dropped off at your hotel, you'd probably been told, oh, you can't come into the hotel. We've closed it, and the bus has just left. So there you are, sitting on the pavement, and quite a few people had that joyful experience. We did get in our chalet, and it was very nice. We did get to, my son, who got there a bit earlier, did get to hire some skis, and his son had a quick ski on the nursery slopes, and that was that. So we got home just in time for lockdown, and you know the rest, don't you? So did you have a good time? I didn't, but we do like to ask how people have enjoyed their holiday. So in English, we always say, did you have a good time, or did you have a good holiday? But the Spanish tend to say it slightly differently. They don't say tuviste unas buenas vacaciones, although you would be perfectly well understood if you said that. The more common Spanish phrase is lo pasaste bien. It passed well for you. And that seems to be the regular way of asking how anything went. You could say, in my case, last year I was skiing, lo pasaste bien esquiando, or lo pasaste bien en Francia. Did the skiing go well? Did it go well in France? Did you have a good time in France? A good time skiing? So there they are. Your friends going on holiday. There's a similar phraseology used. So, estás de vacaciones la próxima semana? You are on holiday next week. To wish them well, que lo pases bien. Que lo pases bien. That it passes well.
Eric?
Yeah.
What tense is passes?
Que lo pases bien. It goes well.
Yes, but what tense is the passes?
It's oh, hang on. Have I made a mistake? I think it's I thought it was the present tense, but hang on. It might need the future there. Let me just have a look.
Eric,
yes, sir.
Eric, when you're expressing a wish, isn't the subjunctive? But if it passes well, shouldn't it be passé?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Yeah, it's a subjunctive, of course it is. Yeah, yeah. I use that so infrequently. Thank you, Adrian. So, was there another question? No, no. So to reply, you also use the verb pasar. So the answer would be, if you had a good time, lo pasamos bien. That's the nosotros form. I had a good time, lo pasé bien. And we're using the preterite there, the past tense, simple past tense. And of course, last year, my holiday, lo pasé mal. And the year didn't get any better either. So hopefully, we're on the upward slope. So, how to describe people? We gave you a whole list of body parts to learn last week. And to describe people, we're also going to need to remember the comparative adjectives that we used a few weeks ago. Alto, bajo, gordo, delgado, etc., etc. So there's quite a few of those. Let's run through those and see how well we've remembered them. So bits of the body. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. So Carl, how are you on these?
Pelo, hair.
Sí.
Orejas, ears. The hojas, eyes. La cabeza, head. La nariz, my friend Rudolph, the nose.
That's right.
El bigote, moustache.
Uh-huh.
La barba, beard. The boca, mouth, and los labios, lips.
Good, good. Okay. Just watch some of this translation, Carl, some of this pronunciation, I beg your pardon. We've got to say every letter. So los labos, no, it's los labios.
Labios, yeah. Labios.
And bigote, barba, cabeza, orejas. Just got to sound every letter so that they definitely understand you. You've got them. You've got them all bang on. So pelo is hair. You can also say cabello for hair, and a hairdryer, secador. Seca is to dry, or secar is to dry. Seca, it dries. Secador de pelo is hair dryer. Orejas, ears. You always get a few words in Spanish that you can never remember, and ears is one of mine. I always get them mixed up with sheep, bizarrely. We know what sheep is. It's oveja. So oreja is ears, oveja is sheep. Ojos, cabeza, nariz, of course not nariz, nariz. El bigote is a mustache. Bizarrely, a beard is a feminine noun. So la barba, La boca is mouth. Los labios, lips. Okay. Giselle, can you take us down from the head? We're heading down. So can you hear me okay, Giselle? Yeah.
Sorry, you froze. I didn't hear you.
Oh, right. Sorry.
You froze on me. I hadn't heard anything now. I hadn't realised you picked me.
So can you do us from the we've stopped at the top of the neck, so can you take us down?
Quello. Not sure what quello is. Is garganta neck?
No, garganta is the throat.
Oh, throat. Okay. Los hombros. Los hombros, shoulders. La espalda, back. Los brazos, arms. El codo, elbow. Los manos, hands. Los dedos, fingers. Uñas de los dedos, fingernails.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. So you got most of those. Quello is neck.
Right.
Yeah. Garganta is throat. We need that when we go to the doctors, because often you have a sore throat as a symptom of many things. Hombros, shoulders, espalda, back. Los brazos, arms. El codo is another one of those words in Spanish that I can never remember properly. Los manos is hands. Dedos is fingers and toes, bizarrely, isn't it? But you can talk about dedos del pies, so de los pies. So you can sort of say fingers of the feet, and uñas de los dedos, fingernails or toenails. Yes, so that's good. I'm thinking there's a mistake in there, actually. I think it's Latin manner, isn't it? Has anybody got a dictionary handy? Just take
Las manos. Las.
Yeah, the hand is la mano, so it's las manos, not los manos. Adrian, where were you? Las manos. Okay, good. Right, Amanda, you don't know, you're sitting above Giselle in my gallery. Can you take the next one? El pulgar.
That belongs El Pulgar.
No, well, yeah, good try. No, it's not lungs. We're still on the hands, actually. It's a thing next to your dedos. It's your thumbs. Your thumb.
Is it wrist?
Thumb. Pulgar.
Okay.
Thumb. Yeah. Okay. And pecho?
Would that be your chest?
Yep.
Your thorax? El thorax?
Yep.
Senos. Your sides?
Not quite. No. It's a breast. It's the breast. Ombligo. ombligo is
Belly button.
belly button. Yeah, well done. I have to think not to say ombligito because my grandchildren used to have this baby book talking about baby's belly button, and of course they called it an ombligito. Made it a diminutive of Spanish, love their diminutives as we know. So I keep calling them ombligitos, but it doesn't work so well if you're discussing a belly button with an adult. It's, you're considered a bit of an idiot. La barriga. You can have a
bottom, but I think could it be a bottom?
No, it's not. You can have a barriga de cerveza as a
Belly.
Yeah. La cintura or el talle. Waist. Muy bien. Yeah. So pulgar is thumb. Pecho is chest, but you can also say pecho for breast as well. Thorax is chest or your trunk. Los senos are a woman's breasts or a man's breasts. You can also call them pechos or tetas. Ombligo is belly button. La barriga is belly. You can also call a panza as well, and they do talk a panza de cerveza is a beer belly. And there's a Spanish saying which is barriga llena, corazón contento, so full belly, happy heart. And la cintura or el talle is a waist. And don't forget, if you're going to the butcher and you want chicken breasts, don't ask for pechos de pollo. It's chicken boobs, and the butcher will laugh at you. You need to ask for pechugas de pollo if you want chicken breasts.
Eric wasn't Don Quixote's sidekick called Sancho Panza?
Oh, was he? Yeah,
I think he was. So maybe he was belly, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Sancho Panza. Okay, good. Caroline Gray, how are you on this?
Okay. Las piernas is the legs.
Yep.
La rodilla, the knee.
Yep.
Las patas o los pies is feet. Los dedos, well, I'm assuming that's toes because we're going down.
Yep.
La planta del pie, sole of the feet. El tobillo, ankle.
See.
El talón, heel. Uñas de los pies, toenails.
Yeah, good. Yeah, perfect. Don't stick extra. We have to say every letter, but be careful about sticking extra letters in. I think rodilla or rodilla became la rodilla. It sounds good, but it would confuse a Spaniard. I think the rest of it is pretty good. El tobillo, el talón is the heel, and we have the heel of your shoe. Annoyingly, is something different. So it's el tacón is the heel of your shoe. So why they do that, I don't know. That's just to confuse us, I think. that's all of our body parts. I think I missed the naughty bits out, didn't I? But they are in the list that you got round. So I'm sure you remember those. We never forget the naughty bits, do we? I don't know why I missed them out. Yeah. So let's talk about how to describe people. I've got a funny echo here. I don't know why. I'm just going to mute anybody that's not muted. I think most of us are muted, but I'll just go through because we're just getting a funny echo. So we're going to talk about how to describe people. What's the first thing we notice when we see somebody? Are they tall or short? Are they fat or thin? Are they good looking? What hair colour do they have? Are they young or are they old? Maybe not the first thing, but an important description of a person is the colour of their eyes. We tend to look people in the eye, so we tend to remember their eye colour. Tall or short, alto or bajo. Is he tall or short? We say, él es alto o bajo. Is she? Ella es alto o bajo. Fat or thin? Él es gordo o delgado. Are they good looking? Is he good looking? Él es guapo. Is he handsome? You might say él es feo, but it's probably better not to say he's ugly. You might say él no es guapo. He's not handsome. Sometimes just the way you phrase that, instead of saying somebody's ugly, you could just say they're not good looking. Is a little nicer, even if you're not describing them to their face. What colour is his or her hair? ¿De qué color es su cabello? Su, of course, the possessive pronoun your could be, well, it's his or her. In English, it's clear that it's his hair or her hair, because that's how we say it. But in Spanish, su cabello. So it isn't clear, and if it's not obvious in context that you're talking about him or her, you need to say es el cabello de ella or de él to make it clear. Is she young or old? Ella es joven o vieja. What colour are her eyes? ¿De qué color son sus ojos? That's the questions on how to describe people. So lots of words to say what people look like, and they should be fairly familiar to us now. But how would we say what kind of person they are? So we want to describe a person. We might want to say they're always friendly or a bit of a grump. So here are some words that we can use to describe a person's personality. Simpático or simpática, it's gender variable. Simpático is friendly, amable, friendly as well, amistoso or amistosa, todos significan friendly. Unfriendly, antipático, or hostile, means they are unfriendly. Divertido, divertida, for somebody who is fun or always entertaining, good to be around. Aburrido or aburrida significa boring. Inteligente significa clever or intelligent. Tonto or tonta significa stupid. So Lone Ranger's sidekick, Tonto, wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. Extrovertido, extrovertida, outgoing, an extrovert. Timido or timida significa shy.
Eric?
Shy. Yes, yes.
Timido.
See?
Adjective, accent on the first I.
Oh, should there be? Timido. Is that right in the dictionary? I don't. That's one I wasn't aware of. So I'll put that right for next time. Timido significa shy, and then it would be timido, not timido. Now, when you're describing somebody, you need to use these adjectives, but you need to decide whether you're going to use estar or ser in most of these cases. So if you want to say somebody is unfriendly, you say él es hostil, él es antipático. He's unfriendly. If you're using ser, of course, you're saying basically that that's his character, and you know that's probably right. But somebody who is stupid, you might want to say estás una tonto. You're a stupid. You're stupid. But you might mean they're just being stupid at the moment. So just most of these we'll be talking using ser, not a star, but just be aware that you can call somebody boring who is not always boring, or somebody just doing a stupid thing who isn't always stupid or shy. Most of these can be a passing characteristic or an inherent characteristic, and use estar or ser appropriately. So we have more here. Let's have a look at these. Apple, are these familiar to you?
Yes. Gordo or gorda is fat.
Mm-hmm.
Delgado or delgada is thin. Mm-hmm. Alto or alta, tall. Bajo or baja, short. Rubio or rubia, blonde.
Mm-hmm. See?
Moreno or morena, is that brown haired?
Dark skinned.
Oh, dark skinned. Okay.
Yeah. Swarthy.
Swarthy.
Swarthy would do. Yeah.
Okay. Guapo or guapa is good looking. Feo or fea, ugly. Joven, young. Viejo or vieja or mayor is old.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. When we talk about short, there's also the word corto, but we wouldn't use that for a person. We'd use it for short hair, short skirts, that kind of thing. For a short person, bajo or baja. Good sounding of the R, by the way, Apple. Gordo. You got that bang on. Super. Well done. Hair color and style. So we talk about el pelo negro, black hair. Negra would be used for a black woman, but which we're talking about hair here, so it's always el pelo negro because the adjective agrees with the noun, and the noun in this case is masculine. Castaño is brown hair. Castaño claro, light brown. Castaña oscuro, dark brown. And you can use claro or oscuro for any color if you want to lighten it or darken it. So you could have light blue, azul claro. Rojo is a redhead. A pelirroja is a redhead. They use that word for a redhead. Rubio blonde. Canoso literally means hoary, like a frost, but it's grey. So somebody like me, pelo canoso. Pelo teñido would be dyed hair. So somebody has their hair dyed. You could say what colour it was.
Eric.
Yes, Ian.
Can you use marron for brown in Spanish or not?
They do, yeah. They use,
or is that just is that not for hair?
I've only heard castaño for brown hair, but marron does mean brown, so you probably could.
Yeah.
Corto, short, largo, long. Rizado is curly. Liso is smooth. Your fringe is el sequillo. Una raya lateral is a side parting. Una raya central is a center parting. Cepillado hacia atrás is brushed back. A cepillo is a brush, of course. Cepillado is for brushed. Ondulado, wavy. Ondulado, wavy. Nice word, that, isn't it? Ondulado. And what colour are your eyes? You can have black eyes, very dark eyes. So negros, marrones. So we've gone brown there, haven't we, Ian? So yeah, café is another way for brown. Marron oscuro, dark brown. Verdes, green. Azules, blue. Azul claro, light blue. Grises, grey. And if we're talking about eyes, don't forget we have to make the adjective plural as well as the noun. You've got two eyes. So some people do have eyes of different colours. So you might have a blue eye and a brown eye, but it's quite rare. Okay, we're out of time, but I just want to, if we're okay, just for a couple of minutes, just want to talk you through this. It's quite a useful thing.
Eric, sorry, but I have to go. Adios.
Yeah. Adios. Ciao, Adrian. If anybody else is in a hurry, then please just bow out. Para ser, the verb para ser, means to appear. So you could say, ¿Qué te parecen mis amigos? How do my friends appear to you? Or we could say, me parece que. I think that. And it's just one of those other words to say, I think, to express an opinion. in Spanish. We've already used pensar, to think, where it's a fact, or it's abstract thinking, and creer, to believe. We've used those, but you can also use parecer. We can say, for example, to think, déjame pensar por un momento, let me think for a moment. That's a useful phrase to say. Creer, to believe. Creo que es hora de irnos. I think it's time to go. And parecer means to seem. And it's used like the verb gustar. So we have to put our sentence back to front, and we have to use an indirect object pronoun as well, which we know very well. Me, te, le, nos, os, les. And we're going to need to use those indirect object pronouns when we go to the doctor as well. So worth getting those really fixed in your head. So like gustar, we tend to just use two conjugations of parecer. We say me gusta, it pleases me. Me gustan, they please me, or I like them. So we say me parece, it seems to me, or me parecen, they seem to me. So let's have a look at some of the uses. I seem to be running late. Parece que estoy llegando tarde. It seems that I am arriving late. We seem to be running late. Parece que estamos llegando tarde. And parece que is a useful phrase to learn, to know. Useful phrases. Me parece recordar. I seem to remember. Me parece que llego tarde. I seem to be late. Me parece que llego temprano. I seem to be early. Te parece cansado hoy. You seem tired today. So they're all good, useful phrases. And rather than charting through them, giving you chance to ask questions, we'll just do a quick recap on that at the beginning of the next lesson. So nothing for 2 weeks, guys. Let me stop the share. We're all back on the 13th. I'll send you a reminder round ahead of that. Have a great Easter, and we'll see you all soon. Okay.
Thanks, Eric. Have a nice Easter.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Easter.
Bye.
Hasta luego.